We know Dog Pound.
Scotty, we've got to interview a bulldog.
Darren Roberts.
There you go.
Good to see you, mate. Good to have you here.
DR, welcome, mate. Thank you. Good to be here.
Long time coming.
It's been a few years since Mount Gabriel, hasn't it? So, we won't push too hard on that one.
Mount Gambier tonight.
Hey, parents, we're going to go straight into your parents, Jerry and Audrey, and you were born 1960.
Correct. Yes.
Where do we want to go? We want to go straight into skiing?
Yeah, I reckon go to your ski trip.
Let's go straight to Japan. I think it was about 2016.
It was. I was coaching at the time, and my kids wanted to go on a bit of a family trip, and Nagano was the place that we went. So it was just awesome.
Yeah, I've got a truck driver at work that goes over every second year. I didn't realise Japan was such a great skiing destination, but they reckon it's the best powder in the world.
It's pretty high too.
It is, yeah.
You're talking 3,000 metres, because the Oscar's only 2,228
Yeah.
metres.
Yeah.
And they reckon like all the rides up and all that sort of stuff are cheaper, and they reckon it's the best snow in the world. They reckon it's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's cheaper, but I mean, you have your full day passes, which you just get into, but you go 3 lifts to get up, so you've got a 20 to 40 minute run each time.
Right.
So you do 3 or 4 runs a day, you're absolutely knackered.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Better than Falls Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And you're way high. You're 3 kilometres up, like you're 10,000 feet.
Yeah.
Did you get any nausea up that high or not?
No, because I stay below the clouds, my height. So
I was going to make a height joke right then. He beat me to it. He beat me to it. That's gold.
Yeah, no. Mike Chemney, that played for Woodville, he's a pretty keen skier as well, and he's only just got back from Japan last year, so he did Heavenly in the California side.
Yeah.
That was 10,000 feet, and then the following year he went straight over to Japan.
Yeah, nice.
And he thought Japan was better again.
Yeah.
we had a bad year the year we went with snow wise, but to me it wasn't a bad year that I'd ever seen. But talking to a few guys when you're going up on the lifts, they're saying, it's normally up above, you don't see those trees, and that was another 30 feet. So it was awesome. We played where it was not played, but we skied where there was onsens, so it was
No, don't know.
that's hot baths.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah, right.
yeah.
So coming after skiing, we'd just go into the natural hot baths and with the sulphur and just soothe the muscles, and away you go the next day and not feel a thing. Unbelievable.
It does waste you pretty hard, doesn't it? Like your muscles in your legs get a fair workout.
Yeah, but these heat baths were just, if I had one in the backyard each time we play baseball, it would be a different story. But the funny thing is, you've got to get in there naked and then put the towel on your head and with other guys. It's like, it's a bit scary and a bit strange, but that's what you do when you're in another country, I suppose.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
At least the
Towel
little,
on your head.
little Jappies have got little ones as well, so it doesn't matter. We all look the same.
Yeah, that's right.
I got told off a couple of times because I walked in the door with my shoes on, and the Japanese didn't like that.
Yeah.
Not like that at all.
So what were like over there, the hotels and all that sort of stuff you stayed in? Like the food was great.
No, where we stayed was traditional. It was run by a host, and the host had 8 rooms, and we just rented a room from him.
Yep.
And he would welcome you and have his sake every day that we'd go in there and have a chat. And he was the head coach to the Olympic jumping team back, I forget what year it was, but it was just, he had really little English, but enough to enjoy a sake with him every night when we came home.
It's an amazing culture, isn't it? Like the Japan people are just amazing.
Changed my whole theory on Japan to what I've been told with other people, and playing baseball against them in other times too. I found them, just a real positive sort of group to play with.
And we'll definitely get into that afterwards.
But
for sure.
So, a host family, like basic 8 rooms, so you ate out every night?
No, in the room. They
he cooked?
the meals.
Oh,
had his
geez.
wife and a few others come in, cook the meals, breakfast. and they obviously had a lot of Australians there because there was Vegemite and,
Oh,
and things on the table for breakfast instead of that little soup bowl you get in the morning. Yeah, didn't like that. Put Vegemite on the toast and away we went. So,
So soup bowl went at the side and gave the veggie toast. Yeah, nice.
Couldn't even tell you what it's called because I wasn't interested. So,
No,
it's
I
pretty
can't see Ashman eating the soup bowl either. I reckon you had veggie toast. Veggie toast. Yeah.
It's got to be on bread or it's nothing.
Yeah.
Actually, the funniest
I
thing-
would have eaten the soup bowl. I reckon that's pretty good stuff. The noodles and the meat, I reckon it's fantastic.
No. Funniest thing when we first got there, my son has been up to Whistler he's a snowboarder.
Oh, yeah.
And he did that for 2 or 3 years, working in the scene up there. And when we got to this place, I can't tell you what it's the name of it, but because of the onsens and they run cables along the roads, just washing down the roads, so everything was actually dry. You could walk around the place, and he was getting pissed off, going, the snow's melting, it's no good, this is shit, we've come to a shit spot, blah blah blah, and not knowing that they're using the water underneath them as a filter to actually dry everything out so you can actually walk around the place. But it wasn't until the next 2 days that he settled down and go out and saw the snow and said, okay, let's go.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
bit of fun with the kids.
Yeah, bloody
But they were young adults, they were.
Is he snowboarding in Australia? I know at the moment with the virus and that.
He'll go up when he can. He's now older and got a business in Melbourne. And
so he's actually based in Melbourne.
yes,
Oh, okay, yeah.
I know the Perisher Shitworks founded in their sewage this morning, so it's even up there as well.
Yeah, it's not good.
So they're looking for it. So
All right,
it's good. The snowboard is good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it. It is good, but it's hard on your body.
Yeah,
Oh.
skiing's easy for me.
To start in your mid-50s, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, what's the first thing that a snowboarder says to a skier?
Get out of the way.
Sorry.
It's hard to stop. It's hard to stop.
And that's exactly the same on the river, like with the wakeboarders and the skiers. It's exactly the same thing.
It does thrash your legs. It's hard work.
Yeah.
Especially when you're starting too, because you're trying to generate motion. When you're going, it's all right. You either lean back, lean forward, or fall over.
Yeah, correct.
Hardest thing I had was trying to get down to my right boot to get my right boot clipped back in.
Yeah.
So the lad ran around for 3 or 4 hours on that.
You forgot about grabbing a skier as you go past.
Where you want to go? We're going to Centrals. Let's go early on.
Just before we do that, man, I just want to throw out a big cheerio to our youngest viewer, Lincoln. Mate, you're amazing. We'll try to keep the swearing down today, Lincoln, but hey, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And Big Reece, we love you. But I want to go to your junior. You played a bit of junior footy with Mr. Steve Connery.
I would have said that he's played with me.
Oh, see, I like that.
He's older than Connery, Dave.
I know he's older than Connery,
older.
but Connery said he was the better player and you were underneath him.
Yeah, good on him. No, we both played for Central United, which is the same club at Milne Road where Central District's Baseball Club. As summer winter, and Steve and I played. We're best mates. We grew up on the same street and did the same thing. So school holidays were always together, but that club was really good to us. I think with the footy and got successful when it went from Central. It was Central Juniors. It was only a junior club back in the day.
Yeah.
And then, luckily enough, when we played the under-17s, they turned into a senior club because they were losing too many players to other clubs.
For sure.
Went to Central United. So happy days then.
And then you went to, obviously, Central District Baseball Club, where you started at 6, I reckon you started?
Yeah, I started younger at Centrals. Dad was one of the founders of the club.
Oh, okay.
And, of course, Dad played out there, so I was always out there with myself and my brother.
Yeah,
and, went from there. So didn't have an under-13s division back in those days. It was under-15s, 18s, I think. So when I played, even though I was 6, I played under-15s.
Yeah. And I've got written down there, won the under-15 Rookie of the Year award?
No, I was 15 when I won the A grade rookie.
Oh. Okay, so you're 15s
league.
playing in the A grade.
Yeah, for Centrals, I won Rookie of the Year for Division 1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right, cool.
And obviously playing second base?
Correct.
second base and lead off?
Always played second base and been lead off.
Yeah.
First roads into A-grade baseball, I played a little bit in the outfield. But as soon as someone got injured and got the spot at second, I took it. And
that's all the way it comes in, isn't it? Like you get your chance, take it, and then keep on going.
Correct.
And then
Second's a good spot too, isn't it? It's a busy place. You know, you're always running in and out of the chuckovers.
I'm pretty sure you said that's where like people go to retire, Ashman, at second base.
Good catches always end up at second.
But then you obviously had a very, very successful junior career, like it's the state level and stuff.
Yeah, it's. I think I was 9 years old when I made my first under 13 stateside, which I think is the youngest ever that has happened. Not that it's a great achievement, but I mean it was. At
That's
the
a pretty
time.
impressive achievement.
But I mean, being born in December too, that I turned 10 and then went away. So I had 3 years in under 13s. I actually missed the under 15s and didn't play and got disheartened because didn't get picked. It was all put down on size and all that sort of thing. And then when under 17s came, I went, stuff you guys, I'm going to have a go. And there was an American side coming out to tour, and I wanted to play against them, and I trained my butt off and ended up getting into that. The next year went to under 18s and was captain of that side, and then made a side which went to Georgia Southern in the States.
Yeah, that's what I was about to go. Like, but that was the Australian team you made then.
Correct.
Yeah, that wasn't just a state team. You actually made the under 18 Australian team, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a big achievement to go from you didn't get picked, kept on training, as you say, trained your butt off, and then actually made the Australian team.
Yeah.
And then toured with them as well.
Yeah, I never found things overwhelming. I just enjoyed playing and just played it at the best that I could. So the achievements came, and I was none the wiser of where I was going. But
What was it like to put the green and gold on for the first time in under 18? So,
I mean,
was it a proud moment?
early? No, not really. It was just another thing that I didn't think that I'd achieve. Sure, it's proud, but it is now that you look back at it. But at the time, it's just a next step. And how did I get here? But I'd played, I'd won at 15 years of age, won the league Rookie of the Year. And going forward each year, it got I made the Claxton Shield squad at 17. And I'm with Great Trex and Mundy and all these guys which I idolised. And as you know now, it's the Mundy and the Great Trex and the Elks and leagues. So they missed the Roberts one there.
Didn't quite. Maybe we can get that put in.
But those guys played with my dad.
Okay.
So Dad was at his end, and I was at the start and played with these, famous people.
That's pretty good.
And
Pretty
they're
cool
really
to
good.
mix in with it.
It's
isn't
amazing.
It?
It's amazing.
Just seeing that crossover.
That's the history thing. But the Australian team, so you made that, but then at 19-year-old, you actually got to play for the actual Australian team.
Yeah, I suppose the key to all going to Georgia, I was captain of. We had 3 teams go, and I was captain of the first team. But then they had flight troubles in the States, and we couldn't go to Florida to play in the Babe Ruth League. So we ended up all staying together. But I was still captain of the number 1 side, which was really good, and full of Victorians, which was even better. And we had good series. The highlight there was having BP at Dodger Stadium. There was 5 guys selected, and of course, being captain, that we could go hit on Dodger Stadium with, Steve Garvey and forget their names now. But some real icons of Russell, who played shortstop, and they're all out there and in the dugout and helping us out. And
Do you remember the year? What was the year you went
there? 78.
You're off. It's a long time ago.
So
Isn't
I
it?
just turned 18 when I went.
And that's always amazed me about, like, over here. Like, you're 18. Baseball wasn't a huge thing here.
No.
And in the Steve interview and that sort of stuff. But it's amazing to me how you guys still found that connection with the United States and realised that was such a huge deal. Like batting, as you say, hitting BP at Dodger Stadium, dude. That's
Yeah.
out of this world.
It was standing on home plate.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So the year you made like 19 made that Australian thing, and then you went across and played with Japan against Japan.
Well, we came back because we went to the States in, I think, August, and then came back, and then I made the Claxton Shield squad.
Yep.
Then they had a touring Japanese side which came around Australia, and they did that every second year.
Yeah, nice.
And they'd pick a South Australian team with a couple of host players. But this particular year, they picked the Australian side to tour the country and play against them.
Oh, okay.
And we had enough Australian players in Adelaide to play against, with some others coming from each state. But I was the lone soldier that got selected to play, and the guys then, I went into the change room and was in awe of Hodges, Mundy, Great Tricks, you name who was in there. It was just, you know, at that stage was wow. And they're sort of looking at me going, who are you? And then I was trying to find a uniform to put on, and it was like, well, what's he want a uniform? Is he Bat Boy, or, you know? And ended up, but the funniest thing that, you know, we would have had 10,000 people at Norwood Oval when I could still hear Steve Partington, Steve Connery out on the hill yelling out at me, and I could hear him clearly at second base. But it just so happens I had a really good series and one player of the series.
I was going to say, you actually won player of the series that year.
I was
So
pretty
they reckon
stoked.
you reckon you had 10,000 Norwood.
At Norwood then, yeah.
That's
They went from one
amazing,
line to and right down the wall line, went past the home run fence.
Do you think they'll ever get it at West Beach?
No.
Yeah.
No.
We agree.
Yeah, no.
But what year was that then? So the ninth in the Australian team?
Oh,
so
it would have been 79.
79,
I played
80.
in that one. Yeah.
So 10,000 people.
Yeah.
So baseball's obviously getting up here. Now out at West Beach, we're struggling to get people out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a different thing, isn't it? Like,
Well, I think once again,
10,000
you
people.
look at Footy Park, don't you? Like, the footy was way down west, and it's made its way back to the city.
yeah,
You know, they've almost made the same mistake. They've gone all the way down west.
yeah,
And it'll probably one day go back and they'll build a stadium at Norwood.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where
But
or
like that-
whatever,
but in 1979, to play in front of 10,000 people, like a boutique sport like baseball,
But it
playing
was
in front.
packed, wasn't it? You know, there's a lot of people you do know. It doesn't matter who you speak to. They always talk about Norwood baseball. You know,
Yeah,
Wednesday
yeah.
night baseball.
Yeah. It's just amazing. It's just amazing that, you know, we've just come back from that where, you know.
all the way down at West Beach again. It blows its ring out. You know, after
Being
fucking
19 years of age, going out there with the players I was playing with, and still hearing Partington and Connery on the.
Yeah, but you hear parting in country anyway.
But looking around, it was just an awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just.
It would have been unbelievable, like as a 19-year-old kid, 10,000 people playing in your home state
Yeah.
with the green and gold on, and obviously winning player of the series as well. That would have been an absolutely amazing experience.
Well, the biggest amazing, strange thing was after we went to the old Redlegs Club, which was across the road, the Blue Room, which was upstairs, and they named the player of the series, which obviously I got, and the Japanese surrounded me, and then they all put their hands together underneath my legs, and then they threw me up in the air and caught me 3 times. You didn't think I shit my pants then? Like, what is going on? I was like, yeah, okay. They finished, then they give me a little clap. They're going, okay.
That's awesome, dude.
that was
is-
fun.
That was awesome. What was your biggest highlight of that? Like, you won the player of the series, but what was the biggest moment where you thought you had a great series? Was there a certain player or a hit?
There was a couple of plays I made up the middle, and one was to Hodges, that was from Victoria, and he's you know, and the great thing, and this is what I'll teach the guys, is plenty of voice, and he was yelling to me, and I was heading up towards over the base and fielded the ball because I was quite snappy and quick back in my day.
Yep.
And he was coming the other way, and I flicked the ball to him, and he threw it and got the out at first.
was
So
he at shortstop or?
he was at shortstop,
Yep.
so I actually fielded to him to like as a double play, but
Yeah,
not a
nice.
single play.
Yeah.
But I picked up, I think, 2. We played 3 games. So we went 2 hits, 1 hit.
Yeah,
And
nice.
so that was pretty good.
And that's pretty impressive, getting a hit in front of 10,000 people, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That's pretty impressive. So we move on, and there's a home run. I can't say his name. You got to say his name for me, Ashman, because I can't say his name.
I think it's on the other page here, mate. Elkson.
Yeah, Greg.
Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was in a Masters tournament. You just
No, that was no.
Oh, see, I've mucked up again.
Yeah.
That was in the.
It was a year I came back from
Canada, was it?
Canada
Oh, yeah, of course.
with the Australian side, and of course that was out of season 2, which was August, and Jimmy Gladstone, a good friend of mine, he loves pumping the weights, and he said, "Oh, why don't you pump some weights with me on the way home?" Because I used to live up in the hills, and so twice a week I'd call into his place and try and buff up a little bit. And it just so happened it was first game, first pitch, went over the fence.
Yeah,
And
nice.
he's the Greg Elkson League,
Yeah.
6 caps,
Yeah.
can throw.
How did he take that one? How did he personally take it?
Well, we know I've been away with and played with Greg quite a bit, and it was a little bit of. I don't know how he took it, but he obviously tipped his hat.
yeah,
That's good.
That's
He
good.
threw
Yeah,
me
yeah.
That's appreciation,
He
isn't it?
threw me curveball first up, and I picked curveball because I've always been a fastball hitter first pitch, because pitchers come in and just
You just hung back on.
I just want to slot one, but I tried to outsmart him, going, "You always throw me fastball. I reckon you'll."
He's a
change me up."
left-hander too, wasn't
Lefty,
he?
yeah.
So another Yorston.
Another yours.
Yeah, but he
So you
threw,
just hung
threw
back
about
and-
40 more miles an hour than Yorston.
Yeah.
No, probably 140 more miles.
Yeah.
So Greg hung this curveball, and over she went, and that was first pitch. I'm running around.
Oh, God, he got away.
I'm running around the diamond going, "Oh, I've won the caps. I've won the most, the home runs. First pitch. How can anyone beat me?" So yeah, that was short-lived though. But after that, so.
But you got to enjoy it while you
But
can.
a highlight from the perspective of who was throwing it.
Yeah,
It doesn't
that's right.
matter what sport it is, though. Like, everyone that comes from Elizabeth is a very good player in any sport. Doesn't matter if it's footy. Like, look how tough everyone from Elizabeth is with their footy.
Yeah.
Baseball just goes on and on and on. They're
Yeah.
hard,
Yeah.
hard dudes.
Yeah.
They had to be hard. I like it. I reckon it's good.
It's the
But you got there
opportunity,
from
yeah.
the hard work, didn't you? Like, that's
Well,
what it is. Nothing was given to you.
Yeah, but you weren't. Well, as I said to you earlier, I wasn't. I was achieving, but it was just a normal, the way I'd been brought up and the way I flowed playing baseball. It was, got to that step. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's good that I've made that. Oh, why did I make that? And I always question myself. But now you can get older and start understanding and blowing things out a little bit. So
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Make it rounder for sure. I
For sure,
say.
for sure.
Yeah.
So you come back from all the Australian stuff, you land back in Australia, you start playing local baseball. You played in 4 grand finals,
Yep, for
And
Kensington.
yeah, and you actually got up and won 3 of them.
Yep.
So that must have been a pretty big thing for yourself.
Yeah, leading up to that, I was at Central Districts and was told that I had to leave the club by people higher up with your great Trexers, who was state coach at that minute, said you've got
To develop.
to develop, because back in those days you played a series against everyone, and then they had the top 6, bottom 8, and Centrals are always in the bottom 8, and so their opinion was if you wanted to play state baseball and go higher, you had to play at the better league, because it's not how it is now. So I tried a couple of years to go, and the club, we had boundaries back then and got held back. So I coached the club when I was 20, I think it was, and which is ironic because it's 40 years ago. And but made a deal with the club, with Barry O'Brien, and said, listen, I didn't go out to pre-season the next year, and I said, I need a clearance next year or I will not play.
Yeah.
And we came to an agreement, played with the club, and then, but the couple of years that I went to move, I just didn't go to Kensington. It was West Torrens at one stage because of Brian Catebread was coaching, and then I went to go to East Torrens because Dave Mundy. So I was going for Pacific to help my baseball
Yeah,
of who
sure.
could be the best coach for me.
Yep.
And then Kate Bread and Alexander went to Kenzie's, and that's when I ended up there. And we played.
So all the
Four
finals
grand
were at their grand, and you won the 3.
Yeah, and one was at Footy Park too, under lights, which was the only
Jesus
time.
Christ,
Yeah,
pretty
right,
hard.
yeah.
Yeah, we played one there.
So they put in the full mound.
Yep.
Cutouts.
Yeah,
Packed it up.
had 4 people coming off your shadows because the lights were so good. It was crazy, crazy shit. Yeah, it was really good.
So Hallett Road's been pretty good to you, hasn't it? Really.
Hallett Road has, it's always been a home that I've kept going back to.
I like playing there. I do like playing there.
I hated that place.
Yeah, I had 2 nephews playing there as well,
Yeah,
mate, I'll tell you.
I've never-
But it was good. I hit a home run, it's called a Grand Slam at Hallett Road, and then Euston hit one in about the 3rd or 4th dig after that. So there were 2 hit on the road. They were good days. That's when I was with Woodville.
Can't stand in that place.
But it's been kind to me. Oh, I don't mind it.
You always remember those good times.
Yeah. 2 in one game.
I reckon I hit
It was
that.
pretty good.
I reckon I had a
I
home
used-
run
I
hit off
used
me
to.
that nearly hit the cafe at the back. Shit to the fucking
Hit
ground.
the prick off his
Someone
bike,
ordered
having
2
a coffee.
lattes and they got 3.
At the back. I still don't reckon that pitches actually land on the ground. But so you can, they were good days, and obviously any time you win grand finals are really good days, and you've obviously got good memories and good contacts back there.
Yeah, absolutely. With the group of people you play, if you enjoy it and you're winning, you always, the group becomes closer and better.
Sure, and it's forever, isn't it?
It
It
is.
is forever.
And that's
At
the
one
good thing.
stage we went 2.5 years without losing a game.
Wow.
So that was, we got a little bit,
Cocky?
I would think so. I would think so. But we had a really good pitcher, and there was 9 guys in the Claxton Shield squad. So we had a fair side.
Yeah.
So there's no, you weren't waiting for the next guy to do it. You'd do it and then see if they could beat you. So, one year I hit 11 home runs and came 7th in.
Yeah, wow.
Jesus.
That's cool.
No, it's not. And I came 7th. Golden Grove, like you peanuts last, talking to the other boys. And they.
Oh, look, that's we're not quite going there yet, but that's really something that you will bring to the club with the batting. Like, you're a fantastic batter. And I say that in but that's what the club needs, because
We
it
will go there very
has to
shortly.
have some bit of mongrel with it, because people that go there need to fear something. Fear the batting. Like DRC, I'm sure all their ears will be pricking up now, saying, God, this mob might bat better for longer. Keep going, mate.
All right,
Keep
so
going.
I want to go to you actually go to Italy for the Masters.
That was for the Masters.
Yeah, so you go to Italy for the Masters.
Yep.
Gold medal.
Gold medal. Yeah.
That must have been the
Pretty damn good experience. So what age were you when you went to there? So obviously
We're in the over 50s.
Yep.
So this group with a lot of the local older guys that are around, Mark Brom, Phil Lounder, Tim Day that lives in Florida, and his brother, Laurie Moore. So it was a holiday come let's play baseball in Italy. So yeah, it's all good. It probably wasn't, the baseball wasn't as great as what we expected.
But surely you got some great stories from like a bunch of 50-year-old blokes going over to Italy and just playing baseball and drinking and having some fun. Surely you got something you can give us there.
Yeah, I did have. Well, I got a good story.
It's only the
Come on,
It's the colour of the Scotch bottle, mate.
come on,
That's
come
it.
on. I got to hear something because I've been with you to Mount Gambier and I can tell some great stories just going to Mount Gambier. So if you've gone to Italy, I'm sure you've got some amazing stories. Come on, give us at least one.
Well, with the Masters, they have a hub which you can go to, and it's just the athletes can go to it, and that's all they can go.
Time out. I've got my
You
time
got
out.
one.
I've got my time out. One for the day. 50-year-old guys, baseball athletes.
All right, go on. Yeah, go.
Well, he still is.
Athletes.
Okay,
Athletes.
but it just doesn't let the prawns like you in.
Yeah.
We can just drink.
I'd never get there. I'll be a prawn all my life.
So anyway,
Cross-eyed Yemi, mate.
Yeah, that's right.
but you're talking to
Something.
people all over the world.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and girls, which are the soccer players from Canada, and you know, it was just an awesome time. And then there's a group of us. We all met up for dinner early, and then went to the hub, had a few more drinks, and then Brummers and a few other. I forget who went with us, but we went to another. Was outside and it was down in a bit of a dungeon, but we started drinking scotch, and that's not really my caper, and I ended up in hospital, and Graham,
Oh, there we're talking.
I wake up and I've got things all stuck all on me, and
And this is the 50-year-old athlete.
yeah, couldn't
It's
handle it.
probably green scotch, blue scotch, gold scotch, and water. You're not allowed to mix anything.
So what? You just passed out? Or?
Passed out, yeah, and then ambulance and into the hospital, and because I've had heart problems before,
Yeah.
they put me up on the machines, and wake up and it's like, where am I? And all these things stuck to me, and anyway, they let me out. Everything was free, which was good because we were an athlete, and so anyway, we got a cab back to the hotel, dressed for baseball on the bus, and off we went and played, and I ended up pitching that afternoon.
Oh, Jesus
So,
Christ. Tough bastard. Oh, here we go again.
but yeah, they put it down to .02 or .20 or something like that. Yeah.
0.2. Jesus
Yeah, it was
Christ, you should be
0.2.
dead.
Yeah, something like that.
So it was the blue and the green and the red
Oh,
scotch.
it's just ice and water, mate. There's not a lot of water in there.
But what's that movie where the guy gets married, where they look at the photos after?
No.
Oh, with the,
You know I'm in trouble if I'm looking at Stingray
Forrest
Francis.
Gump.
no, with the boxer that came in, and they're going to get married, and they went on a piss up.
We'll come back to
We'll
that,
get back to
Petey.
that.
Petey, just have a look on your phone and just Google that one.
Google it, Pete. Google that one. No, don't Google it, Pete. You won't know.
All
what
right,
you're on.
keep moving.
So-
we'll
so-
come back to it though.
So now,
Google
it. Yeah. So now you come into the club. So you come back to this, the Golden Grove Central Districts. So you excited about coming back and coaching?
Yeah, it happened all pretty fast. I was talking to some of the boys when the Kenzie's girls were playing Golden Grove, and my partner plays for Kenzie's, and came out, and I was talking to Shotty and Steve and Joe. We were all watching, and they asked me about the coaching, and I just said, see you later, don't talk to me about it because we're in season, and
Oh, okay,
we've got a
yeah,
job to
yeah.
do. And but they asked me about a few other questions of what they should be looking for and how to go about it.
Yep.
And which was fine, but you don't ask anyone that's in a position. I was vice president at Kensington and
So conflict of
A
interest.
grade
Yeah.
assistant coach. So we stayed away, and then when COVID came in, it all sort of shut down, and then got the phone call, and I felt I was on the board to choose Gallagher as coaching Kensington, and he still wanted me a part of the club there, and but what he put forward was great, but I could do that, coach my own side, and that's
Yeah.
where I went.
That's my personal question to you. Is that obviously your career and everything is just outstanding? Do you think you should have been the coach at Kenzie's? Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted to do?
No, I did put in for it. I did apply in the end, but didn't get an interview.
Yep.
But no, I think they needed a change, because I'd been there for the last 4 years,
For sure.
playing and coaching, and I think to revisit as a senior coach to the amount of work that you put in at a club, that and I'm happy coming back to my grassroots really,
For sure.
and rethought.
I think it's a good time. I think
think
it's a
it's a
great
great
time. The
time.
timing's perfect for this group of boys too, I reckon.
Yeah, they seem a good group.
Yeah, and I think they're on the up, and I think that it's a good time that you're in there, because I think the culture will change again. And look, I've said it many, many times on many interviews, we've got to have clubs that come up to Golden Grove and have some sort of fear. You talk to Matty Burns, he doesn't fear anybody.
Yeah.
right? The guy's just gold, you know. But you go to Southern Districts, you know they're going to hit well, you know they're going to play well. You go to Glenelg, you know you're going to have a game, every game you go to Glenelg. West Torrens, doesn't matter, East Torrens, doesn't matter where you go. You know you're in for a game. And I really want that up here. And I'm not saying it's not there, but I think it's time,
But it hasn't been
time to elevate
Yeah, it hasn't.
that now.
But it hasn't been there in the last couple of years in the senior ranks.
Possibly.
So
I think it's just
it's
a
time.
great time
Yeah, it's a great time.
with the virus, and here we come out the other side, and it's DR, and it is back to your roots.
So you're the Kenzie assistant coach. So you're looking at the Dodgers, and you can see what's going on there. And now you've been asked to be that senior coach, so you know the players. So you've got to be excited coming back in because we've got some good young kids in there, and you can start putting your stamp on the program.
Yeah, no, didn't know the players, and there was a process we went through with Shoddy and Steve Connery and Steve Pardo, and I had a private meeting with those guys with 6 other players, and just got them off the street and said, I want to talk to you before I take on this job.
Nice.
And it was more explaining what I would do as a coach to how they would perceive what they wanted from me, and then what I wanted from them, and then what they've done in the past to where I see them going in the future.
Yeah.
And it was a great open forum, you know, a couple of beers, a bit of a chat, and told them some home truths. You know, this is the way that we did it at Kensington, and I'm not saying whether it's the best thing, but it was, and it hadn't been done here. They didn't know that we actually would talk about who we're playing, who's pitching, how to go about it, who
Good stuff. Good stuff.
to look at, and who to throw around, and blah blah blah. And I think it was Jake Campbell said, "Oh, so who did you talk about us?" I said, "Well, we didn't. We just rolled up and beat you because we didn't have to.
Yeah.
We don't talk about."
And that's
North.
exactly what Ashman was just talking about like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Is actually bringing that thing where you've got to start thinking about these players.
Could
who pitch
you
around.
could you see in their eyes that this was a brand new challenge for them? And
They were disappointed that no one spoke about them. And I said, "Well, you came bottom, guys. So
you don't exist.
yeah, why worry about it?"
Yeah.
You know, even though they played a good game against Kenzie's with John Inglis pitched, and even the first game when AJ pitched but fell away, and it's the errors and strikeouts that did it. So there's things like that we just need to improve on.
A lot of the game's still up here, isn't it, bro? You know,
Oh, it's-
yeah, you got to have a talent, you got to have a list.
You got to know the game, and you got to be fit.
Sure, I like the fitness
Oh,
side.
fitness, there you go.
I love the
Nice
fitness
man,
side.
loves the
Look,
fitness.
I think it does need a bit of a rip up there, and I think that in time it'll prove whether it's the first year, second year, third year, or wherever it goes from here. I think it's excellent timing, and I would think that all those boys, it's a brand new, fresh thing
Yeah.
with somebody that can take them a little bit further down the road for them and be hopefully successful.
Yeah.
Not in the first year, no, no one. If we look down 12 months, I think I've said in a few interviews now, if you look, say, first year, second year, and most of the boys have said they'd like to be somewhere around the middle in the first year.
That was my next question.
Is
Great
that,
question.
sorry, is
No,
that
that's a great
somewhere where you'd like to end up, just slightly higher than halfway? With your list?
Where's your expectations for the boys this year?
Cliche. It's week by week, but
Of course it is.
I feel with having AJ around, where a lot of the other clubs won't have that input of an import pitcher, brings the others down to earth to why they probably didn't use enough of their own stable. And I'm not going to say where,
No. I don't expect that either. Like that's
but we're not going to be bottom.
Yeah, sure. And that's
But we're not
right.
going to be top.
Sure.
No, that's right.
But as a coach, I'm looking to play finals.
Good.
So once you get that drive to play finals or just miss out, thing is we're in the bottom half. So we played the bottom half 3 times and the top half twice. So if you're not good enough and you don't make or succeed at that stage, you're not doing it.
Yeah.
So you're not playing Kensington 3 times. You only play them twice. So we're playing North 3 times. So I expect to win those 3 games.
Yeah,
You know,
great.
it's an expectation of beating the bottom sides to getting to the
The top
finals.
half.
Yeah, oh, fantastic.
That's right. And that's exactly what everybody on the podcast is. We just want better. Like we don't expect to win premierships in the next year or so, but we just want to see the guys improve. And you're coming over here, and we're all excited, like just to see that those guys just reach their potential, because you've got some great kids in that team. There are some great young talent in that team.
Once again, I just think the timing's great, and I think that it gives everybody something out of this virus to go forward with something positive, because we've been negative now for
Fucking
4
6 months. Yeah,
whatever it
6
is.
months.
No, everyone wants to play, but the thing is, it's to go forward. We've got to go back, and to go back to basics is basics. Baseball wins you games, and this is where I've had the pitches and catches the last 2 weeks, and
Yeah, seen it.
now going on to this weekend's the full training squad. So it's basic. Throw strikes. Field the ball.
Yeah.
Throw. Keep the ball up off the ground. Look after that. You know.
I got a
Basic
personal
things.
question, because I'm coaching my kids' baseball side, and I've coached junior. How do you relate to the younger kids? Like, how do you come across so you can? We're older blokes, and just relate to those younger kids.
How young you talking?
No, no, like,
Div 1 guys?
yeah,
or-
Div 1 guys. No, I'm just saying,
Guys or coaches like myself or
you, as a coach, how do you relate to those younger kids that you're coaching? So you're coaching 24, 25-year-old kids. How do you relate to those kids?
well 24, 25. You know they think they're hitting a bit.
Yep.
So we've got to knock them back to get back to where they should be.
Yep.
And it goes right back to the juniors as well. You know, at one of the meetings, Cambo was there, and he's going, you know, what did you have on me? The stats on me. And
Love
I said,
Cambo.
mate, Cambo's good, but I said he's got his head up his ass, trotting around, and I don't think he's worth it. Whatever.
Shit.
And he's just sat back, and went, oh, you know, well, I've come from college, mate. Well, don't strut around if you get struck out or ground out twice. If you hit a couple of triples, then you can pop up.
Yeah.
But until you
Love
do
it,
that,
love it.
it's not.
Ah, that's good.
You know,
Yeah,
you're
that's
not
what I'm saying. How do you
anything.
relate? How do you relate to those young kids? I struggle. Like, I'm coaching my son's basketball side, and I struggle. Like yourself as a senior coach, how do you come across and how do you relate to those younger
You
kids?
just be honest to them.
Yep.
So and make sure they understand what you're saying to them.
Yep.
So you're not having a go. You're trying to improve.
Yep.
So a lot of them take it the wrong way. So it's not, you know, baseball's a game of inches, centimetres. So if you can adjust and tweak, it's not having a go at someone, it's making you better. Do you think I want to coach a 19 or a 30-year-old to make him worse? No, we're trying to make people
I
better.
think
Yeah.
it's good. I think it's very
Very nice.
positive. And
Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter who the player is. I think at any time it's good to have a bit of a tidy up.
Yeah.
And I think once
just-
again,
yeah.
this is back into the whole
Yeah.
coming out the other side stuff. And
Yeah.
I think they'll be drawn to it, mate. It'll be like a magnet to them, because I believe you'll give them that spike of what's out there. Let's make this our time. Let's not wait for
Yeah.
10 years and say, hey,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't quite get there. Let's get there now.
I didn't believe in myself and did what I did, which was
Exactly.
outstanding. So I've got to bring in the self-belief for them to know
Sure.
where they are and
Love
where
it.
they can
I
go.
think it's positive as hell.
Yeah. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. One of the big questions we're going to ask is, are you going to play out at the Dodgers?
I hope to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
I played twos and threes last year, so enjoyed it.
Yeah. So you're still going to run around and trot around and throw the baseball and stuff?
Yeah.
That's gold, dude.
Now I'm sitting there with some caps medalists, some Div 6 cap medalists. I think this guy's got a few, and you've got one as well. So
I picked one up. My son wanted to play one year, and he couldn't get into the under-16 team. And a friend of mine, Brian Shepherd, was looking after the Division 6 side, and he said, "Do you want to come out and play?" And Matthew can play. I said, "Fine." So then Matthew, my son, he said, "You can't take my spot though. I've always got to start before you." It's like, okay, whatever. So
I
I
hope
played.
he wasn't on second.
He might have played. No, he played second and third. I think is an infielder, and but it was all about him playing. And anyway, I played 9 games and got 27 votes and won the medal. So, but pitched and just did other things, played short stuff around. So yeah, but it was good to play with him.
Just got the 27.
Yeah.
27's a good number.
Yeah. So we're going to come to the final 7.
Sure.
Close it up.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Final 5. Best sporting moment.
Best sporting moment. I'd have to say
Just one.
No. I'd have to say that the Japanese series in Adelaide, when I was so young and didn't really understand what I was doing and achieve what I did at that age, and to be thrown up
3 times.
3 times was the whole weekend was just blew me away.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Most embarrassing sporting moment.
Most embarrassing.
Any sport, any field, anything.
I don't reckon he's
No.
got one. I don't think
No,
he's
I
got
don't
one.
believe I have. No.
Not a, okay.
embarrassed.
That's good. All right. One sporting moment you wish you could take back. Like something you've done in sport that you wish you could take back as a coach, as anything.
No.
Nothing.
Well, there was only one. There was one thing that happened, but it wasn't a true form. We played Glenelg in a grand final, and someone hit a double down the line, and I was getting a heap of crap from Glenelg's bench and supporters. But I actually pumped, and the supporters told Davo, who was coaching at Glenelg, that I gave them the bird.
I gave him the bird. Yeah, nice.
So, I won't take it back because I didn't give him the bird. I'm that sort of guy. So, but that's when he rang me. I said, no, I wouldn't do that sort of thing. It was more to shove it up than say we won instead of fuck you.
Yeah, I'll take it back. I'll take it back.
Yeah.
So the next one is if you have to bury a body at 4 o'clock in the morning, and you got to call one person, who do you call, and why?
Wow. Actually, I have heard this one, but on the card.
So who do you trust? Who do you trust? You got to bury a body at 4 o'clock in the morning, and why?
I think I'd ring Joe Bolton.
Yes, that's a good call. That's a good call.
Yeah, not that I'm super close to Joe, but I reckon he'd help me out.
You'd have the equipment to do it.
He'd be awake at that time too. Wouldn't he? He would be up and about.
All right, this one's going to be a bit hard, but the best Dodger Central Districts player that you ever played with?
Okay, I played with Centrals early in my career, and I saw a lot of older guys, but never played with them. And
No, the one you played with though. Who you played with? Who you played with?
Let it go.
yeah, so I have seen them, and you've got to understand that these guys, such as Ray, who's still at the club, and then there was Phil Fetchick and Brian Dutton and all these guys. When I was 5 and 6, would let me train with them in the A grade.
Yeah,
So
nice.
I don't have any problems with kids if they want to train with the A grade. So, and I think that those sort of guys, but how I know Phil was a fair, and Dutton played, they're reasonable players, but being so young, didn't understand it. But when I was at Centrals, Jerry Moore was the standout he was a pitcher, Steve Connery's brother-in-law. He would have thrown 88, 90 miles an hour, pumped, hit the ball at Moffin Road. Once he cleared the back net and hit it on the road, he hit it an absolute mile. But and he ended up coming to Kent. I pulled him across to Kensington and played there, made the Claxton Shield after that.
Wow.
But we're a bottom side, so we were just mates. Johnny Pratt and Murphy and these sort of blokes.
Oh, Murphy. There you go. First time Murphy's been mentioned.
Yeah.
The Irishman.
Johnny Pratt, I slept with him down in the Mount Gambier days. He said one morning, he said, because he always slept upright. He was a perfectionist. He never snored because he slept upright. And he goes, fucking hell, Ash, man. I thought there was a street sweeper coming through the street. But John Pratt's a good bloke. He's all right. He's a good bloke.
But I tell you, Jerry Moore, he used to throw hard, but he used to throw flat. And there was one Sunday that I couldn't play because I was flying out to the Claxton Shield in Perth, so we weren't allowed to play. And we were beating Woodville 11-0
Wow.
up until the 5th or 6th, and then I had to go. And we're talking Woodville were a very, very strong team back then. And anyway, flying Perth, I said, what was the score? And they went, we lost 15-13 or something.
Oh shit!
It's not too far different to Connery's one, where
Yeah.
it was 12
Come
and then
back.
they ended up winning
Yeah.
20 to 12.
Yeah, but he lost that one though.
Yeah, no.
He lost it.
Real
yeah.
sad.
No good.
Yeah, but
All right.
Well, look, welcome back to the club.
Yeah. Welcome back, big time.
Thanks for getting on the WhiteMagic
The podcast.
podcast tonight, and we certainly can't wait to see what comes of the next few years. And
Yeah, we're excited.
thanks for being a part of it.
thanks for
Really
having us.
excited about the next few years with the club and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, it's fantastic! I'm so excited. It's real good.
Yeah, good job. And,
Who's up? Who's coming soon?
well, we got a big next couple of weeks or next couple of months. We got the
Not
big.
much bigger than this one.
We got the big Sam Tibbet.
Tibbo, when's he due? He's around the 14th,
11th, 14th, yeah.
14th of August.
And then
who's
we got
after
the
that?
military.
Oh, Greg Rogers.
Big Greg Rogers.
Greg Rogers. We're
Big
the
Greg Rogers.
military.
And then everybody hold back. I think it's too early, but then we got the Big Dipper. We got the Big Dip.
So we still didn't get through an interview without.
Oh, this is actually the first interview we've ever had without Dipper being mentioned. Yeah, so
Who's he?
yeah, there you go. Who's Dipper? So there we go. So, hey guys, thank you for looking on. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
The Hangover was the movie.
Oh, there we
At
go.
the
The
end.
Hangover.
Yeah. So when we were in Italy, the next day we're looking at the pictures. Had no idea what happened. There was about 20 pictures. It was so funny.
There you go. The Hangover.
It came,
And the Mike Tyson Hangover. How could we not forget that? But hey, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you. And
great
hey,
franchise.
Lincoln, thank you for watching, Big Boy. We'll try to cut the swearing out, but hey, we're up next.
Done. All right. Thanks, mate.